All right, so let's now get into what we are here for today, and that is to have a big chat with our head coach for the Zimbabwe Under 20 Junior Sables, that is Shaun DeSouza. Now, he's going on an African safari in the not so distant future. In actual fact, in a couple of weeks, he'll be going on an African safari with his charges as they go to defend the Barthes Trophy, the Under 20 Barthes Trophy. Now, this is a Rugby Africa sanctioned tournament, but it also doubles up as qualification for the Junior World Trophy. And we are the defending champions. Shaun DeSouza coming home with the trophy last year. And now he's got a very busy schedule this year with the Barthes Trophy, and we'll also be looking at the Junior World Trophy and participation in that regard. Shaun, once again, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for gracing us.
Thanks for having me, Ruvimbo.
All right, Shaun, let's get straight into it, shall we? Um, you guys are going to the Barthes Trophy. You released your provisional squad right now. Got quite a number of new faces, especially considering the fact that you've still also got a lot of experience from last year's squad. How intense was the selection process, especially knowing that you guys have been practicing for a very long time?
Ruvimbo, it's been a journey already. We knew what we were up against. We are now the target of Africa, so we did start our preps in November. We then selected a 72-man squad after the Under 20 Paramount League, and that's the squad we've now dropped to a 36-man squad. Interesting fact, in that squad we have 13 players who are already been capped as under 20 players, either at the Barthes last year or at the Canada Conference Series at the end of the season last year. So yeah, it's been part of the process, and it's the plan to bleed new players as we go and try and retain the title, and have our experience. It's been our process, and it's been working well, and we hope to continue that.
All right, and now your first encounter is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be coming up against, we generally know them as very physical, Cote d'Ivoire. And that obviously spurs a whole lot of emotions. When we think about Cote d'Ivoire, we've met them at national team level. We met them in the Rugby Africa Cup. And so I'm sure they will be wanting to exact some form of revenge. Do you have any insight as of now on how Cote d'Ivoire are playing?
Remember, the only insight I have on them at the moment is the repechage fixture against Senegal earlier this year. The fact that they started in January and they actually played an international fixture in January is the only worry. But yeah, I think we prepared well for them, and we're ready for that quarterfinal.
All right. Now, obviously, we do have the likes of Namibia. Kenya will also be right in there, competing. What is the process now in terms of just making sure that our boys are match ready, match fit, in order to go and play in the conditions in Kenya? Because I believe around about this time, Kenya will be quite hot, quite humid.
The weather definitely, we've adapted to that climate. We experienced it last year, and that's the reason why we started in November. We actually trained in rainy conditions because last year's final, we actually had a rain spree for 10 minutes within while we were in the changing room, and when we came back onto the field, we had to change our game plan. So yeah, we've been preparing for it, and we're hard at work at getting the guys conditioned. In our Canada series, we struggled in our set piece with our scrums and our lineouts to some extent. We've definitely worked on that. We've got Peter de Villiers, a specialist from SA, coming in next week to just help us polish up on those areas, and definitely we'll be ready for that event.
All right, especially talking about the importance of bringing in specialists to try and help us to better ourselves and prepare ourselves better. You've spoken about Peter de Villiers coming through. We were also having a conversation off air that you've also incorporated referees so that our players can better understand the rules. How has that also helped to develop your players into what you're going to be facing?
We feel because we played a knockout tournament, we need to be well equipped. We actually had a session yesterday with Talan Gandiwa, one of our level 2 referees locally, who is actually currently going through his level 3. So yeah, it was a lot of insight. The players had very valid questions, and it was a very inclusive discussion. And I think the players took away a lot from that. It helps us with our confidence of the park. It helps us have a good relationship with the refs and a better understanding of the game, and that's a plus. And I think we'll go a long way.
Well, if there's something that actually caused me to laugh, actually, Shaun, was I was unable to attend the Nedbank Challenge Cup. We had gone on our boot camp and things like that. But kwakanzanzi bataima under 20 ayo vanouraya vanhu vakuru. And I saw some of the shots. How much do you think the Nedbank Rugby Challenge Cup also helped in your preparation? Because looking at your youngsters, they were fit, very much aware, and all these kinds of things.
You know, Ruvimbo, it's about the process. I think people don't really look at what we do behind the scenes. While the squad was working in the under-20 Paramount League, we had a high-performance team working in the background. Where we'd work on weekends, would help the players recover, just revitalize them for their club games, and then would have our high performance structures working in the background. By the time we got to the Nedbank Rugby Challenge Cup, I think we sort of understood where we were going as a squad, and we gave opportunities to different players to have a look and see the capabilities of players, and it was part of our selection. That's what brought us down to the 36-man squad, and everyone saw what we capable of doing. Even the guys that were left behind, some of them actually stood out in that event. But yeah, it is what it is, and this is where we're at the moment.
All right, so Shaun, just looking at your professional squad, maybe just help some of our listeners who are saying, okay, who are the new names here that will actually be coming through, and maybe some of the youngsters that have just generally come out of high school, because I did see some of those and that have made it into that squad.
Yeah, we've got Gillen Jaricha, ex-St. John's head boy. We've got Jerry Zisengwe, ex-Wiseau kid. Yeah, it's really interesting. These two guys, I've actually converted them to loose heads to make our pack stronger, more mobile. Those will be interesting guys. Brian Chang has come out very well this season, and he stood out at the Nedbank Rugby Challenge Cup, and he showed what he's got. We have Huntley Matheson from Hellenic, last year's Hellenic head boy. So yeah, we do have a good group of youngsters that have come out of the high school system. We have Alan Mwanga, who's still at PE this year. He had an outstanding game against Old Georgians, and yeah, a good prospect for the future.
All right, so whilst looking at that, and I mean, your level of experience as well within the same squad, the likes of Dion Kumalo, they are coming back. Panache Zuze will also find himself coming back into that. How has that also helped with them gelling with these youngsters who are coming into the side for the first time?
I think the process has helped everyone settle. When they came in as youngsters, they also had players who mentored them. So they're just taking up that role and yeah, the leadership role, and it's working well. With Panache Zuze being appointed captain, it just shows where he's come from, and it's a great achievement for him. He's deputized by Brenda Marume, who's actually a Sable. He's captain as a senior Sable, and Gondo Mkadapi, Tanaka. That's I think a good leadership. They'll stand up for the team, and they'll stand up for their players.
All right, Shaun, let's go into what we usually say, the nuts and bolts. That is the likes of finances. Are we ready, and are we ready to go? I know sponsorship tends to be a little bit of a challenge, but is everything now generally in order for you?
You know, yes, we always appeal for support, corporate support to come on board and help this program. We do have Nedbank, who have been very good to us. We're still finalizing paperwork, but I think they're definitely on board. We have ProTire, who've also come on board, FX Logistics. We've got Work to Be Well, an NGO that's also come on board to help us out. We've also got FirstLink Insurance, who are coming in to help us out with the travel insurance, and they've been good to us. We've also got Faro Steel. Yeah, they're all coming in and contributing, but it's never adequate. It's never enough for everyone. But yeah, we will try and make do with what we have, and hopefully we get other players to come on board. As we build into this event, we're days away. Whatever can come on board, we're going into a camp, a 7-day camp, and definitely resources are needed. nutrition is needed. Yeah, we can't stop asking for support. And yeah, we're grateful for those that have come on board, and we hope that more people could come in and support this good cause.
All right. Generally, there's so much expectation, the weight that is on your shoulders, particularly as a technical team, to make sure that you go out and perform. Because now as Zimbabweans are like, you're champions, so you should come back as champions and everything like that. What is generally your assessment going into this tournament as well?
Funny you say that. I just saw a highlight clip from last year's event. At that event, I declared that Africa should watch the space, and Zimbabwe will be holding fort for the next 2 years. So I've got to stick to that statement, and definitely we're going to go all out and give it our all. We're definitely going to Junior World Trophy, so let's back our boys.
Oh yeah, definitely we'll be looking towards that. So Shaun, thank you so much for your time. We truly appreciate it. We're wishing you the best of luck. Before we actually let you go, when are you actually flying out?
We leave on the 20th of April and return on the 1st of May.
All right.
What's the trophy?
Oh, with the trophy. And we'll be there at the airport waiting for you for the trophy. The celebrations were electric last year, guys, at the airport. So, guys, make sure that you also do come out, and let's make sure we give them a great big send-off, and we also give them a great big welcome back. But once again, thank you so much, Shaun, for coming through, and we'll obviously be tracking and looking to see where the matches will be live streamed. I'm sure on the Rugby Africa page and so on, and we'll be following you with intent. But thank you so much for coming through.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so that was the head coach for the Zimbabwe Under-20 Junior Sables, Shaun DeSouza, just letting us know a little bit about the squad, the preparations, also looking to, how he is prepared for the first side that he will be meeting. That is Cote d'Ivoire. That is the first quarterfinal. It will be played on the 22nd of April. So make sure that you continue to follow Capital 100.4 FM. We'll be giving you updates. They leave on the 20th, and they are coming back with the trophy. And that is what we have been told, and that is what we stick to. My name is Ruvimbo Chakoreka, and I'm signing out, talking all things sport, because we love our sport.